someone burned me. She and him. This is Zoe Deschanel's band. I love that her voice sounds like she's a 1950s singer. And I just love her. She's one of my favorite actresses. I love her on The New Girl, the show. I think she's hilarious. And I like her in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy also. I try to watch anything that she's in. This is the album Combinations by Isley. This is a band out of Texas with 3 sisters. There is Stacy, Sherry, and Chantel. And their brother, Wesley, plays the drums. And then their cousin is on bass. Stacy and Sherry do most of the singing, and because they're sisters, it sounds really magical when they do harmonies because their voices are very similar. They have really whimsical lyrics and just really, really pretty music. On this album, I like Many Funerals, I Could Be There For You. The song Combinations I learned to play on the ukulele. And I also like the song If You're Wondering on this. The piano is really pretty on that. And Sherry Dupree does the album art on this. She's also a cartoonist. She is married to Max Bemis from Say Anything. And I follow her on Instagram. Her name is S.D. Bemis. And she's an amazing photographer. She takes a lot of pictures of her 2 baby girls. It's a really adorable account. This is Anada Shankar. He's either Ravi Shankar's cousin or nephew. I don't remember. I read somewhere that like tons of his family plays the sitar. But I got this a while ago and I went on a kick of listening to it when I was painting. It's really great for making any kind of artwork because there's not a lot of lyrics. It's mainly instrumental. So you get lost in time. I love sitar music. I want to learn how to play the sitar eventually. This is the RX Bandits, the Mandala album that someone burned me. It's a really incredible album. I love the RX Bandits. I was fortunate enough to know the director for one of their music videos, and I got to go watch them film one day. The band wasn't there, but I still got to see the behind the scenes. That was pretty neat. They have this really big horn section in the band. I saw them live. They're really great live. This is the movie The Point. It's very similar to the TV show Schoolhouse Rock. I'm not sure if it's the same animators, but it came out, let's see, in 1985. It has that song, Me and My Arrow. That's really cool. It's the main character's dog that's named Arrow. It's a classic. I think everybody should watch it if you didn't get to see it when you were little. And here is a CD by my favorite band, Coheed and Cambria. This is the Good Apollo, Burning Star. And when this came out, I remember I threw a big party. I had a bunch of friends that also loved Coheed, and I just got a lot of drinks, and I think I put a strobe light or something on, and everybody just sat around and listened to the album for the first time together. There was a couple albums that I got to do that for. That's what I really miss about buying CDs. It's like getting excited for the release and being able to listen to the whole thing the way the artist intended from track 1 to the end. It's fun. I guess I could still buy the CD. It's just easier to get it online. And here we have Modest Mouse. Modest Mouse is always a good time. This one has Come as a Rat. That's really good. Night on the Sun. I've always wanted to see Modest Mouse live, but I haven't gotten a chance to yet. Oh, this is the CD art and lyrics for Coheed and Cambria's In Keeping Secrets album. It's my favorite album. This is actually what has to do getting a tattoo, because I'm such a big fan. I lent this CD to somebody, and I don't remember who, but they never gave it back. So all I have is the CD insert. Their albums are based on a comic book that the lead singer, Claudio Sanchez, wrote. The albums are based linearly along with the storyline. And I haven't read the comic books yet, but I know the general idea. So their songs are really epic and emotional, and you could just tell that there's a lot going on when you listen to the songs. I love them. And here we have The Labyrinth. David Bowie as the Goblin King. I've seen this movie a lot. I used to have it on VHS when I was little. And I've noticed recently, when I've watched it, that throughout the whole movie, they show the camera at Sarah, Jennifer Connelly's character, at eye level, or like a little lower than eye level, to make her seem more grown up, because I think she's about 14 in the movie. Well, her character's about 14, but they make her seem like a hero and seem like very in control, except for one part in the beginning when she first sees the Goblin King. They have the camera up high and she looks really scared, and that's the only part that they show her as like a vulnerable little girl. But after that, she gets her courage and they change the camera angle so she looks more adult. If you watch it again, let me know if you agree. when you want to just mellow out and get in a good mood. It's really relaxing mood music. This one has scarlet begonias, bride of cucamonga, ship of fools. They're great. My old roommate used to follow the Grateful Dead in the 90s. Some more movies on this side. Have Little Nicky. Some people don't like Adam Sandler, but I really like him. The characters in this are just really ridiculous. I think it's hilarious. I like the one scene when they're all sitting in a circle and Nicky is like spinning his head around in circles, and his friend's like, "How do you do that? How does he do that?" That part always cracks me up. And there's another comedy. We have Meet the Fockers. Yeah, that's Ben Stiller. Some people don't like Ben Stiller, but I love him too. This is the Triplets of Bellevue. This is a really cool movie. It's a cartoon, and there's no speaking in it. It's not a silent film because there's sound effects and there's music. After you see the movie, you don't even remember that nobody spoke in it because they're so expressive and the story is just told so gracefully without any words. It's really amazing. This is Cabin in the Woods. It's one of the more newer movies that I have in here. It's a horror movie, but it's done in a really interesting way. It has a whole different angle. I don't want to give too much away, but if you enjoy horror movies, then you should definitely check it out. And it's also funny too. They have good comic relief in it also. This is System of a Down, the bonus pack. So I had the System of a Down self-titled CD. This is like the extra CD. I don't have the main CD anymore because my old CD book with all like my first CDs and like my favorite CDs from high school and everything, like middle school, it got stolen at a party. So that's where the original CD is for this. But this one has Sugar, War, Sweet Pea, and No. And these are the live versions of those songs. So that's still pretty cool. I just don't have the other CD anymore. And here is Beethoven. I got this CD when I was a preschool teacher. Not only for the little kids, like the 2-year-olds in my class, to create a nice atmosphere for them, but also for me to kind of like keep my composure. And when I quit that job, I quit kind of abruptly. And then when I went back to go get my things in my room, the new teacher or assistant, I'm not sure who, but put my Beethoven CDs in the class CD book, and they threw out the keys for it. So I was never able to return it back to the library because I didn't have the main keys anymore. So I ended up just keeping it. But yeah, it's pretty bad. But I don't live in New York anymore, so I don't need to use that library card anymore. And here's 311 Grassroots. I don't remember which songs are on this, but 311 is a very underestimated band. It's one of those bands that you can revisit and you appreciate them even more as you get older. This is Assorted Songs of Ocean and Myrrh. This is my ex-boyfriend's band, Ocean, and then it's like O-S-H-I-N. That's how you spelled Ocean. And then Myrrh, M-I-R. That was his brother's band. He gave me this, and I just feel weird throwing it out, even though I'm not going to listen to it, because that's weird. But I feel weird throwing it out, too. Just one of those things. Here's sounds of animals fighting. Some of the members from our Expandeds play in this band. This is a really great experimental rock band from song to song. They always sound really different. It's very eclectic. I love them. Also, Anthony Green sings on the Sound of Animals Fighting too. There's a couple of their albums in here. This is their debut album. I think this has Big Time Sensuality on it. And what other songs? Human Behavior is also on here. A lot of her famous songs that were really big on MTV. This is Tracy Bonham. She's from the 90s. She's like a grunge kind of style. Her famous song was Mother Mother. There's a music video for that. But this album's really great. I like Navy Beans good and Tell It to the Sky. Also, I think I like The One on that too. It's just great. I like a nice, powerful front woman. This is the Postal Service. The We Will Become Silhouettes single. It has some remixes of that song, and then I think it also has a song that didn't make the album. It's like a B-side. And here is New Wave Hits of the 80s. Just Can't Get Enough, Volume 2. When I was living in Philadelphia, I brought a big stack of CDs. When I had them in their cases before I had the CD book. So all these CDs that I didn't listen to, and I brought it over to a CD store that would exchange CDs, like used CDs, for store credit. So I traded in 30 CDs, but then I only got, I think 3 or 4 80s compilation CDs, but it was worth it because it really made the party. And here is Silverchair, Diorama, that came out in 2002. I really like the song on here, Across the Night. It's a really powerful song with a whole orchestra and just really emotional. There should be more rock bands that use orchestras, or at least a couple violins or cello, because it's always so good whenever they incorporate some classical instruments. You know that the music school where the rock musicians went to, that they made friends with classical musicians, and those classical musicians are just waiting for the opportunity cool rock band. So yeah, I think there should be more classical music involved in rock bands. This is Fraggle Rock, the complete second season, disc 1. I actually have every season of Fraggle Rock. I bought it when one of those DVD stores were going out of business. And it's been one of the best investments I've made because I watched a lot still. It's one of the only things that I still watch often in here. They're really well written shows, and the music in it is awesome. It's not like little kid tunes because it's Fraggle Rock because it's rock music and it's like folky music. There's one song in it. It's called Let Me Be Your Song. It's a really beautiful song. They sang it at the Fraggle Rock reunion too. If you get a chance, check it out. And it's just a really cool concept of a show that they're like in this other dimension underneath this old man's house. And I know you want to come over my house now that I said I have all the Fraggle Rock seasons, but it's alright, I understand. I would feel the same way too. Here's Jack Black in Nacho Libre. This was directed by the same guy that did Napoleon Dynamite, but this was not as big. I think it's a really underrated comedy. If you like Jack Black, I love Jack Black. He has a really funny character in this, and it's the same kind of concept of like you root for the underdog. And I like the part in the movie where he taps on the little kid's window and he's like, Jojo, I need to borrow your sweats. There's just a lot of really great lines in it that, yeah, it's hilarious. This is Aliens, a special edition. My best friend Hector got this for me because one of the first things we found that we had in common were that we both really loved Aliens, and we had the Alien action figures when we were really little. So he got this for me, and we got to see Aliens in a retro theater in Manhattan too. This is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, the soundtrack. There's this French guitar player that does a lot of David Bowie covers on here, and it's a really cool soundtrack. I have the movie in here also, somewhere. No, it's on the next page. It's a great movie. I love how they have like just tiny little pieces of CGI in the movie, like with these fantastic fish that don't exist in real life, but they're just, I don't know, you have to see it if you haven't seen it. I love all the different sea creatures in it. This is more Fraggle Rock. That's Wembley. He's my favorite. This is the Beatles. This is the DVD audio. It's like meant to put into your DVD player to listen to the album as part of the Apple series that they did. It has that song Because. I really love that song. This is Beavis and Butthead Do America, the soundtrack. This is a really funny movie. I like when Beavis eats the Coyote in the desert, and then Rob Zombie does the animation. And this is The Soft Bulletin by the Flaming Lips. The songs I really like on this are Race for the Prize, What is the Light, and Suddenly Everything Has Changed. I saw the Flaming Lips in concert. It was the best concert I've ever been to. They're so incredible. This is the Sugar Cubes, Life's Too Good. This was Bjork's band before she went solo. The songs I like in here are, which ones do I really like? I liked Birthday a lot. That's a really great song. Delicious Demon. And I think those are my favorites on this. There's this Icelandic guy that also does vocals with Bjork. He does like kind of poetry while she sings. It's interesting. Here is Beatles, The Yellow Submarine. I saw this when I was really little, like 4 years old. It came out 1968. And I heard that when it came out in the theaters, that parents brought their little kids. But then they left because the movie is just really trippy and it's meant for adults. It's not really meant for little kids. Just because the storyline is really bizarre. I love it. I've watched it so many times. And it's really great. If you like the Beatles music, because they play a lot of their songs from the album The Yellow Submarine. That's really cool. I like the movie Help by the Beatles. And also Hard Day's Night 2. I haven't seen the Magical Mystery Tour yet. And I'm not really sure why I haven't seen it yet. Because I've seen all the other Beatles movies a lot of times. Here is a song that my ex-boyfriend wrote for me, but I feel weird listening to it. I wouldn't listen to it, but I also feel bad throwing it out, just because it's a part of history. I don't know, I feel weird. Here is Incubus. Incubus is a really underrated band. He's an incredible singer. I've watched them play live on YouTube, and they're really great. Here's Primus, the Brown album. I love when there's a really good bassist in a band, and Primus plays a lot of bass. I saw them play live in Connecticut, and he had this big stand-up electric bass. He's wearing this goblin mask. It was awesome. I don't remember the names of the songs on this album. This came out in 1997. I think it's the album that starts out that he's like giving an election speech, like a pretend election speech. I think it's that one. This is a really beat up CD. The Rainbow Connection. It's a Kermit the Frog song from the Muppet movie. But this is the cover song by the band Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes is a band by some of the guys from Less Than Jake, a ska band. And I did a pop show for my senior year of high school, where I sang the Rainbow Connection in a ska band. So we listened to the Me First and the Gimme Gimmes version to play like they did. It's pretty funny. This is Fellini's Roma. I know Fellini's a really famous and important director in the history of film, but it was made in 1972, yeah. It's not really my favorite style of film. It's very, dramatic, and, it was interesting, but it's not something that I would, want to watch a lot. This is, Bjork had a contest where a lot of bands all over the world did a cover of the song Army of Me. So this is the compilation of all the different cover songs, and it's all across the board, from heavy metal to like a jazz lounge version, and techno, and like a Nintendo 8-bit version. This is a pretty rare CD. And this is Denali. Let's say the name of the album. I think it's just self-titled Denali. This is a band from Philadelphia. My friend's band, what is it called? Trace Fury. These two girls that played piano and did harmonies. They opened for Denali, and that's how I found out about them. She has a beautiful voice. It's like haunting. Like, a lot of the songs are sad, but she just sings like a bird. Like, when I first heard these songs, I was like, that must feel so good. The way that she hits those notes, it just sounds so natural. Like, all the different notes that she's hitting, you just have to hear it. She's amazing. I like the songs U-File. Also, which one? Time Away and Lose Me. It's also a really beautiful song. Just hypnotic the way she sings. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to be doing for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will do another part to what's in my CD/DVD box